Did you know that after the age of 60, most people lose up to 3% of their muscle mass every single year? 3% may not sound like much, but think about it. Year after year, that quiet loss compounds. Muscles that once lifted, supported, and balanced you start to shrink, and with them goes a piece of your independence. And it doesn't just show up in the mirror. It shows up when you stumble on a step you never noticed before, when your legs feel heavier at the end of the day, when you realize you're holding onto a railing that you used to ignore. In my clinic, I've seen this story play out countless times. It rarely begins with a major injury. It starts with tiny, invisible declines. A small wobble while getting dressed, a slip in the shower, that growing hesitation when you stand up from a chair. And before long, people begin to believe that weakness is just part of getting older. But let me tell you, it isn't. That loss isn't inevitable. The body still remembers how to rebuild strength. It's just waiting for the right signal. And that signal can come from something as simple as a few minutes of mindful movement each day. Today I'll share 5 simple, science-backed movements that I've used with hundreds of my older patients. Exercises so effective that many told me they felt lighter, steadier, and more confident after just a few weeks. You don't need a gym, fancy shoes, or complicated equipment. All you need is your own body, a little consistency, and the willingness to start. And if you have mobility challenges, don't worry. I'll show you how to adjust each one safely so it works for you. Stay with me to the end because these movements don't just build strength. They restore something even more important, your independence. Now let's begin with one of the most powerful and overlooked foundations of mobility, the glutes. Your gluteal muscles are the power center of your entire body. Every time you stand, climb, or even take a small step, your glutes quietly take the load. But after 60, they're among the first muscles to weaken. And when that happens, the entire chain above and below begins to suffer. Your posture slumps, your balance falters, and your knees and back start doing jobs they were never designed to handle alone. That's why one of the first exercises I teach is the glute bridge, a simple, joint-friendly movement that reawakens your lower body's true foundation. Research published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity shows that consistent practice of this motion dramatically improves mobility, stability, and circulation without stress or impact. Here's how you do it. Lie flat on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Keep your arms by your sides. Take a slow breath in through your nose. As you exhale, press through your heels and gently lift your hips toward the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes. Feel that contraction deep in your hips and hold for 2 seconds. Then, as you inhale, lower your hips slowly back down. Do 8 to 12 repetitions for 2 or 3 sets 3 times a week. That's it. Simple, quiet, and incredibly powerful. If that feels too easy later, try lifting one leg at a time. But even the basic version will begin restoring your foundation if you stay consistent. Because here's the truth. Your glutes are like the base of a house. When they weaken, the entire structure above tilts. When they strengthen, everything, your spine, your knees, your balance, starts to align again. It's one of those humble exercises that can quite literally help you stand taller and live more freely. Next, we move to what I call the movement of independence, the squat. This isn't just a gym exercise. It's one of the most natural motions the human body is built to perform. Every time you sit, stand, or bend to pick something up, you're using the same muscle pattern. But as the years go by, chairs get higher, we move less, and the hips and thighs that once supported us lose their power. Then, one day, something simple, like standing from a soft couch, suddenly feels like climbing a hill. That's where the squat becomes your ally. It's more than a movement. It's a rehearsal for everyday life. And the science backs it up. Studies from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research show that consistent squatting improves lower body power, balance, and coordination, all key to avoiding falls and staying active. Here's how to start safely. Stand tall with your feet about shoulder width apart, toes slightly outward. Relax your shoulders, lift your chest gently, and keep your back straight. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, push your hips backward like you're about to sit in a chair. Bend your knees slowly, keeping your heels grounded and your knees aligned with your toes. Lower only as far as feels comfortable, then press through your heels to return to standing. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions, 2 or 3 sets. If balance feels uncertain, use a sturdy chair for support. Sit down slowly, then stand up, letting your legs, not your arms, do the work. That's called a supported squat, and it's perfect for beginners or those rebuilding confidence. For extra support, you can also try the wall squat. Lean against a wall. Slide down gently until your thighs are at a comfortable angle. Hold for a few seconds, and rise back up. Now, let's clear up a myth. Squats aren't bad for your knees. Improper squats are. Done correctly, they actually protect the knees by strengthening the muscles around them. So go slow, stay mindful, and focus on your form. Because each time you rise from that position, you're not just strengthening muscles. You're rebuilding independence. You're teaching your body, I can stand on my own again. And that's the most powerful kind of freedom there is. Now let's move to one of my favorite movements, one that almost looks too simple to matter, but in truth, it can transform how your entire lower body feels. It's called the calf raise. If you've ever noticed your legs feeling heavy by afternoon, or your ankles swelling slightly at the end of the day, you're already seeing signs that your circulation needs a little help. And this tiny motion, lifting your heels, may be the most effective way to give it exactly that. Here's why. Every time you lift your heels off the ground, your calf muscles contract and squeeze the veins inside your legs. That squeeze sends blood back upward toward your heart. It's so effective that doctors sometimes call the calves your second heart. Think of it like this. Your heart pumps blood down easily. Gravity helps. But getting that blood back up is much harder. That's where your calves step in. When they're strong and active, they act like a natural pump, keeping your circulation flowing smoothly. But when they weaken, often from sitting too long or walking too little, blood can begin to pool in the lower legs. That's when swelling, fatigue, or that dull ache starts creeping in. The good news is that you can fix this right at home. No gym, no equipment, no strain. Here's what I want you to do. Stand tall with your feet about hip width apart. If you need a bit of balance, place your fingertips lightly on a wall, countertop, or the back of a sturdy chair. Now slowly lift your heels off the floor, rising onto the balls of your feet. Hold that position for 2 seconds. Feel the muscles of your calves working. And then lower your heels gently back down. That's 1 repetition. Aim for 10 to 15 of these, resting briefly between sets. You can repeat this simple routine once in the morning to energize your body, and again in the evening to ease tension and swelling before bed. The secret to this movement is control. Don't bounce, don't rush. Move slowly, as though you're teaching your body to remember how to lift itself again. And always breathe with rhythm. Exhale as you rise, inhale as you lower. This breathing pattern helps synchronize your circulation and keeps your nervous system calm. Now, you might think something this easy can't make a real difference, but the body loves repetition. When you do these every day, even for just a minute or two, you'll begin to feel subtle changes. Your legs feel lighter. Your ankles don't swell as much. Standing feels easier, and that deep sense of heaviness starts to fade away. As you grow stronger, you can gently increase the challenge. Try doing the same movement on one leg at a time, or step onto a low stair so your heels drop slightly below the edge before rising. This increases your range of motion and further strengthens the deep muscle fibers that support your balance. But remember, this isn't a race. Go at your own pace. Listen to your body, because even small, slow movements done with intention can produce big results over time. When you commit to these calf raises, you're not just improving circulation, you're training your legs, your balance, and your heart to work together again. And when those systems are in sync, energy returns naturally. I often tell my patients, you don't need to chase youth. Just keep the body moving and it will meet you halfway. These 2 minutes of effort practiced each day can give you hours of freedom. Lighter legs, steadier steps, and the quiet confidence that your body is still fully alive beneath you. Your heart, both of them, will thank you. Let's move to the upper body, the part of ourselves that so quietly tells the story of time. If you've ever caught your reflection and noticed your shoulders starting to round forward, or felt that dull tension at the base of your neck after reading or using your phone, you're not alone. It's one of the most common postural shifts that happen after 50. And it doesn't arrive overnight. It sneaks in slowly, one small habit at a time. Hours spent sitting, looking down, leaning forward. Over time, those gentle curves in your upper back become deeper. And posture isn't just about how you look, it affects how you feel. Rounded shoulders limit your breathing, strain your neck, and even throw off your balance by shifting your body's natural center of gravity. But the good news is posture can be retrained. You can stand tall again, and you can do it without pain, equipment, or complicated workouts. All it takes is one simple, focused movement called scapular retraction, the act of gently pulling your shoulder blades back and together. It might sound small, but this motion activates the deep, stabilizing muscles that support your spine, improve alignment, and even expand your lung capacity. When practiced regularly, it can ease neck stiffness, strengthen your upper back, and give your body a lighter, more open feeling. If you've been hunched for years, don't worry, your body remembers. We're just reminding it how to return to balance. Here's how to do it. Sit or stand tall, whichever feels more comfortable. Straighten your spine gently, as if someone is lifting you upward from the crown of your head. Relax your shoulders, no tension, no force. Now hold a light or medium resistance band in front of you at chest height, elbows bent at about 90 degrees. Take a deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale, slowly pull the band apart, just a few inches, while focusing on squeezing your shoulder blades together behind you. Imagine trying to pinch a small pencil between them. Hold that gentle squeeze for 2 seconds, then slowly release back to the starting position. That's 1 repetition. Repeat it for 8 to 12 reps, and do 2 to 3 sets about 3 times per week. Move slowly and breathe naturally. Exhale as you pull. Inhale as you release. It's not about how far you can stretch the band. It's about the quality of the motion. Calm, controlled, and aware. If you don't have a band, you can do the same thing without one. Simply clasp your hands together in front of you. Pull your elbows back slightly, and feel the same muscles working between your shoulder blades. Even small movements, when done consistently, wake those postural muscles and strengthen the foundation of your upper spine. Now, here's something most people overlook. Good posture doesn't just make you look confident, it changes how your brain and body communicate. When you open your chest and lift your head, your breathing deepens, oxygen levels rise, and your nervous system relaxes. That's why people often describe feeling calmer, taller, and even younger after practicing this exercise for just a few weeks. In my clinic, I've seen patients walk in slouched, drained, and tense, and walk out standing straighter, breathing fuller, and smiling. Because posture, more than anything, tells your body, I'm ready to face the world. So take a moment today, right now if you can, and gently roll your shoulders back. Breathe in deeply. Feel the weight lift off your chest. That's not just alignment, that's vitality returning. Over time, these small corrections ripple through everything else you do. You walk taller, move more freely, and even sleep better. It's amazing what happens when your body remembers its natural balance. Standing tall isn't about pride, it's about freedom. And it starts with just one mindful movement, repeated with care. Now, let's move to one of the most complete and time-tested exercises ever discovered, the push-up. When most people hear that word, they picture athletes, gyms, or military drills. They shake their heads and say, "Doctor, I can't do that anymore." But here's the truth. Push-ups aren't just for athletes. They're for anyone who wants to stay strong enough to live freely. And you can do them at any age, in any form that fits your body. Let me explain why they matter so much. Every time you push yourself up, whether from a wall, a counter, or the floor, you're training the same muscles that make everyday life possible. Your chest, shoulders, arms, and core all work together in a perfect chain of support. These are the muscles you use to get out of bed, to lift a grandchild, to carry groceries, or to push open a heavy door. They're your lifeline muscles, the ones that keep you moving confidently through the world. As we age, those muscles begin to weaken quietly, and when they do, simple daily motions start to feel heavier. The body compensates in ways it shouldn't, rounding the shoulders, curving the spine, straining the lower back. But the beauty of the push-up is that it rebuilds that lost coordination naturally, retraining your body to move as one strong, unified system. The best part? You don't even need to get on the floor to start. There's a version for everyone. Let's begin with the wall push-up, the simplest and safest way to activate your upper body. Stand facing a wall with your feet about 2 feet back. Place your hands flat at shoulder height, slightly wider than your shoulders. Keep your body straight from head to heels, like a plank at an angle. Now inhale through your nose as you bend your elbows slowly, lowering your chest toward the wall. When you feel your arms engage, exhale gently and push yourself back to the starting position. That's 1 repetition. Go slow, stay mindful, and keep your movements smooth. No jerking, no bouncing. Do this for 8 to 10 reps, 2 or 3 sets, a few times a week. When that starts to feel easy, congratulations, that's progress. You can then move to an incline push-up using a sturdy table, bench, or countertop. The angle is steeper, which means your body carries more of its own weight, building strength gradually and safely. Eventually, when you feel ready, you can lower yourself to a knee push-up on the floor, and later, the traditional version on your toes. But remember, form always comes before intensity. Whether you're at the wall or the mat, the benefits are the same. Focus on alignment. Keep your spine straight, your core gently engaged, your shoulders relaxed, and your gaze slightly ahead, not down. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you rise. That breathing rhythm does more than help with movement. It regulates your nervous system, calms your mind, and keeps your heart rate steady. Here's something I often tell my patients. Push-ups don't just build your muscles. They rebuild your trust in what your body can do. Each repetition whispers, "I still can." And over time, those whispers become confidence. Confidence in your ability to move, to carry, to live independently. In just a few short weeks, you'll notice subtle changes. Your arms feel firmer. Your posture improves. Even your core feels more stable when you're walking or standing. That's your body remembering its natural strength, not the kind that fades with age, but the kind that grows through practice. And if you ever feel discouraged, just remember this. Every single push-up, no matter how shallow, how slow, is a promise to your future self. It's you saying, I'm not done getting stronger. The push-up isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about showing up for yourself, one gentle press at a time. So start where you are, at the wall, at the counter, or on the floor, and keep going. Because the ability to push yourself up is more than a movement. It's a metaphor for life itself. Let's finish with something that might look incredibly simple, but is, in truth, one of the most powerful longevity exercises you'll ever do. It's called the heel-toe walk. And if you ever worry about your balance, your stability, or that occasional unsteady step, this one movement may be your best medicine. Here's why. As we age, the communication between our muscles and our brain begins to slow. It's not that the body forgets how to move, it's that the signals take a little longer to travel. Those micro delays are what cause stumbles, hesitations, or that instinctive reach for a wall or railing. But the good news is, you can retrain those pathways. You can reawaken that communication, and it happens faster than you might think. This simple exercise does exactly that. It reconnects your feet, ankles, hips, and core to your balance centers in the brain, almost like refreshing an old memory. And in doing so, it restores something far more important than strength. It restores confidence. Here's how to begin. Stand tall with your shoulders relaxed and your chest open. Let your arms drift slightly out to your sides for gentle balance. Not rigid, just natural. Now take a slow, deliberate step forward, placing the heel of your front foot directly in front of the toes of your back foot, as if you were walking along a tightrope. Then slowly shift your weight forward and take the next step the same way. Heel to toe, all while keeping your gaze focused gently ahead. Take 10 to 20 slow, mindful steps. Then turn carefully and walk back the same way. Move slowly, breathe deeply, and stay relaxed. If you feel unsteady, don't worry. That's perfectly normal at first. Stay near a wall, a sturdy table, or countertop so you can lightly rest your fingertips if needed. The goal isn't perfection, it's presence. You're training your body to feel where it is in space, to listen again to the signals it once processed automatically. This small, precise motion activates stabilizing muscles from your feet up through your hips and core. It also retrains your proprioception, your body's built-in GPS, the system that tells your brain exactly where you are, even when your eyes are closed. When you practice this daily, something subtle begins to happen. Your steps become lighter, your gait smoother, your posture naturally taller. The wobble you once felt when stepping off a curb or turning quickly starts to fade. You'll feel surer on your feet and more in control of your movements. And that control changes everything, because when balance returns, so does freedom. You stop hesitating before climbing stairs. You walk through crowds with ease. You feel comfortable reaching, turning, bending, things you may have unconsciously started avoiding. Once this becomes easy, you can gently increase the challenge. Try walking on a soft surface like a yoga mat or a carpeted floor. This forces your stabilizing muscles to work harder. Or when you're very steady, try closing your eyes for a brief moment, just a second or two, to see how your body naturally adapts. But always prioritize safety. Balance work is about awareness, not risk. In my clinic, I've seen remarkable transformations from this one habit. Patients who once shuffled cautiously now walk with poise. People who feared falling rediscover ease in every step. One woman told me, with tears in her eyes, "Doctor, I didn't realize how much confidence I had lost until I got it back." That's the real gift of this practice. Not just stronger legs or sharper coordination, but the quiet assurance that you're steady again. Remember, your body doesn't forget balance. It just needs practice to remember. And every slow, deliberate step you take in this exercise sends a powerful message to your nervous system. I'm in control. So make this your daily ritual. 10 careful steps forward, 10 steps back. No equipment, no rush. Just focus and breathe. Over time, you'll find that steadiness isn't something you hope for. It's something you can rebuild. And when you do, you'll walk through life not just upright, but unshaken. We've covered a lot today. 6 simple, powerful movements. Each one designed not just to make you stronger, but to help you feel capable again. The glute bridge, to rebuild your foundation. The squat, to restore functional independence. The calf raise, to reactivate your second heart and bring life back to your legs. The scapular retraction, to open your chest and remind your spine how it was meant to stand. The push-up, to rebuild the upper body strength that carries you through every day. And the heel-toe walk, to retrain your balance and reconnect your body to your mind. 6 movements. No machines, no gyms, just gravity, breath, and intention. You don't need to do them all at once. Start small, maybe just 1 or 2 today. Give yourself permission to grow slowly, because consistency, not intensity, is what transforms the body. Every small effort compounds. Every repetition sends a quiet message to your muscles, your heart, and your brain. We're not done yet. I've watched patients in their 70s regain strength they thought was lost forever. I've seen men and women in their 80s walk taller, breathe deeper, and laugh again. Not because of medication, but because they started moving with awareness. They discovered what I call the slow miracle. How the body, no matter its age, can always learn, heal, and adapt when given the chance. And that's what I want you to remember most. You are not fragile. You are adaptable. Your body still listens, your muscles still remember, and your nervous system still responds. Even the smallest motion, done with care, can change everything. When you start these movements, something shifts inside you. Your legs feel steadier. Your breathing feels easier. Your energy lasts longer. But beyond that, your confidence returns. You begin to trust your body again, and that trust changes how you live. You stop hesitating before taking the stairs. You play with your grandchildren without fear of falling. You walk through the world upright, steady, and sure of yourself. And that feeling, that quiet self-assurance, is the real definition of youth. Because strength isn't just in the muscles, it's in the mind that says, I can. So here's your challenge. Pick one of these movements and start today. Right now, if you can. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because today is the only day the body listens. Each step, each lift, each gentle motion is a seed you're planting for the future you want to live. And if you stay patient, if you stay consistent, you'll look back in a few weeks and realize something beautiful. You didn't just get stronger. You reclaimed your freedom, your independence, your balance, your vitality. The life you love doesn't end with age. It expands with movement. So wherever you are right now, take a deep breath. Feel your feet grounded beneath you. Roll your shoulders back. And remind yourself that your story, your strength, is still unfolding. Because rebuilding doesn't belong to the young. It belongs to anyone who chooses to begin. I'm rooting for you. Stay steady, stay strong, and take care of yourself. One movement, one breath, one day at a time.